Before I came to UpRise, I was working in Omni Hotel as purchasing clerk. After COVID, I laid off from my work for 1 year. After I training camp, I make interview for accounting job, and I get a job as accountant.
I didn't think I would be where I ended up because it was gonna just stick with just getting a okay job for me to like pay and something that I like, and found out that it went farther than now I have a career.
Training camp, did not like getting up every day early, but it was all worth it. It taught me like a lot about myself and how I need to push myself and perseverance and just keep going. Doing survival jobs, trying to figure out things, get stuff together. I aspired to be a cardiovascular surgeon, and I chose cardiology because that is the #1 killer of African Americans. I feel like to embark on this journey to inspire youth, to inspire people that look like me and talk like me, it's a journey I need to take, and it's a great day to save lives.
Before I came to UpRise, I was a stay-at-home mom, just a parent to 2 wonderful kids, but I needed more. I needed something for me, for myself and something that they could be proud of as well. I chose to take the CDL class for commercial truck driving. And it went by so fast, and if I'd known that it would go by as fast as it did, I probably would have took every day just a little bit slower.
Training camp was fun. It was fun seeing different faces, mingling with different people. I learned a lot of things. My resume is on point. Pechakusha. That's the most memorable one. Because it was a lot of nerves coming out, having to be in front of people and talking about whatever was on your slideshow. Training camp was very informational.
I worked with Kathy mostly. She helped me feel more confident in my decisions. She helped me feel more confident tearing down my barriers that we talked about at the beginning of training camp. Made me feel confident that I could start something new even though I had no experience and had my doubts.
What I remember about training camp was the first day I got there, I was really nervous, and everyone was so warm and welcoming and just came at me with such a positive attitude and just made me feel comfortable being there and like I was worth it and I could actually do anything I put my mind to. They made me believe in myself again.
I moved into the information technology career path, but more specifically the program management path. I feel that the IT field to me is still a new and refreshing type of career since that's not what I'm used to. So it's just reinvigorates my intellectual curiosities and such and just really getting down into it.
I've been really just partying and cooking at restaurants for the past 3 years. The area I chose after camp was the IT field. Now I'm working at Accenture and I'm going to pivot technology to learn software development. Learning how to code with Python, JavaScript, different software operating systems, learning how to use the terminal and command lines and just set up a remote connection.
Okay, so what I've learned about myself, ability to deliver on something when you commit to it. So just believe you can do it. I know I have had to doubt, my ability to get into the workforce, being that this was my first job. But here I am today, surviving after 5 months.
It's been phenomenal. Everyone, my whole UpRise family has been very helpful, supportive, helping with jobs, helping us get through the exams. I love UpRise. I love my UpRise family.
I find the team is support us, and I feel I am with my family. And all people is try to helping me to find my job.
I love all UpRise staff. They are not UpRise staff. That is my family. I have personal relationships with everybody from training camp, but real ones. Not, oh, I know you from the thing, hi. No, they know my name. They know my daughter. They know my circumstance. They know my dreams. They know my number. It takes me. I have great relationships with everybody from this program.
To have a family there every day in the same class, studying with you, holding your hand, supporting each other, be there on the days where it's I can't do this anymore. I'm about to call UpRise and tell them no, and then they support you again. That's the family and the village that we all had together.
I learned that Vernice is a fighter. Vernice saw more for herself. She saw more for her family, and she took those steps to make the things happen that needed to happen. I'm so much stronger. I'm so much happier.
Right now, I feel very proud of myself. I've accomplished a lot in this last few months with UpRise, and I have surprised myself in a lot of ways. I am actually very content right now, and I feel way more comfortable in my skin than I ever have.
I have learned that I can do things and that I am bigger than my mistakes or any wrongdoings, and that opportunities can turn out great for you if you seize them and work as hard as you can.
I've learned that I'm more capable than I gave myself credit for a long time. I feel proud of myself. I feel empowered. I feel like I have equity.
I would say UpRise did help me build a better relationship with the mother of my child, because it was kind of hard for me to understand and like just be empathetic with her, because I was just too busy being mad about the fact that she had my son and I could barely see him, instead of hearing about what she had going on and actually listening and understanding what was up.
Just setting your mind on something, and then with all the encouragement coming from my coach and the entire UpRise team, that kind of set it for me.
I look at myself as basically a leader. And I say that because I know it's people in the situations that I've been in, and I'm able to tell them that, like, hey, I've been in that same situation and this is where I'm at today. No matter your background, your history, or whatever you went through, set that goal and go for it.
Hi, I'm Carol, the Executive Director of UpRise Nashville. UpRise Nashville is a career development program for unemployed and underemployed people in our Nashville community. Really what we do is help people remove the barriers that are in the way of their thriving career. And sometimes people come and they ask us, how can these things be true? How can you provide career coaching? How can you get an education for me? How can you help me with counseling? How can you help me get on a new pathway to a whole new career? How can that be true? And it really is true. And I think the other thing that I want people to know even more than that is there's so much more than that, because really what UpRise is about is community. It's about building relationships. And so a core part of our program is connecting our students, who we call leaders because they're leading their own change, connecting those leaders to new friendships and to mentorships. And when our leaders come out of our program, they are different, they are changed, and they have a pathway to a whole new career.
My name is Cherie.
Before I came to UpRise, I was working in Omni Hotel as purchasing clerk. After COVID, I laid off from my work for 1 year. After I training camp, I make interview for accounting job, and I get a job as accountant.
I didn't think I would be where I ended up because it was going to just stick with just getting a okay job for me to like pay and something that I like, and found out that it went farther than now I have a career.
Training camp, did not like getting up every day early, but it was all worth it. It taught me like a lot about myself and how I need to push myself, and perseverance, and just keep going. Doing survival jobs, trying to figure out things, get stuff together. I aspired to be a cardiovascular surgeon, and I chose cardiology because that is the #1 killer of African Americans. I feel like to embark on this journey to inspire youth, to inspire people that look like me and talk like me, it's a journey I need to take, and it's a great day to save lives.
Before I came to UpRise, I was a stay-at-home mom, just a parent to 2 wonderful kids, but I needed more. I needed something for me, for myself, and something that they could be proud of as well. I chose to take the CDL class for commercial truck driving. And it went by so fast, and if I'd known that it would go by as fast as it did, I probably would have took every day just a little bit slower.
Training camp was fun. It was fun seeing different faces, mingling with different people. I learned a lot of things. My resume is on point. Pecha That's the most memorable one, because it was a lot of nerves coming out, having to be in front of people and talking about whatever was on your slideshow. Training camp was very informational.
I worked with Kathy mostly. She helped me feel more confident in my decisions. She helped me feel more confident tearing down my barriers that we talked about at the beginning of training camp. Made me feel confident that I could start something new even though I had no experience and had my doubts.
What I remember about training camp was the first day I got there, I was really nervous, and everyone was so warm and welcoming and just came at me with such a positive attitude and just made me feel comfortable being there and like I was worth it and I could actually do anything I put my mind to. They made me believe in myself again.
I moved into the information technology career path, but more specifically the program management path. I feel that the IT field to me is still a new and refreshing type of career, since that's not what I'm used to. So it's just reinvigorates my intellectual curiosities and such, and just really getting down into it.
I've been really just partying and cooking at restaurants for the past 3 years. The area I chose after camp was the IT field. Now I'm working at Accenture, and I'm going to pivot technology to learn software development. Learning how to code with Python, JavaScript, different software operating systems, learning how to use the terminal and command lines and just set up a remote connection.
Okay, so what I've learned about myself, ability to deliver on something when you commit to it. So just believe you can do it. I know I have had to doubt, my ability to get into the workforce, being that this was my first job. But here I am today, surviving after 5 months.
It's been phenomenal. Everyone, my whole UpRise family has been very helpful, supportive, helping with jobs, helping us get through the exams. I love UpRise. I love my UpRise family.
I find the team is support us, and I feel I am with my family. And all people is try to helping me to find my job.
I love all UpRise staff. They are not UpRise staff. That is my family. I have personal relationships with everybody from training camp, but real ones. Not, oh, I know you from the thing, hi. No, they know my name. They know my daughter. They know my circumstance. They know my dreams. They know my number. It takes me. I have great relationships with everybody from this program.
To have a family there every day in the same class, studying with you, holding your hand, supporting each other, be there on the days where it's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm about to call UpRise and tell them no, and then they support you again. That's the family in the village that we all had together.
I learned that Vernice is a fighter. Vernice saw more for herself. She saw more for her family, and she took those steps to make the things happen that needed to happen. I'm so much stronger. I'm so much happier.
Right now, I feel very proud of myself. I've accomplished a lot in this last few months with UpRise, and I have surprised myself in a lot of ways. I am actually very content right now, and I feel way more comfortable in my skin than I ever have.
I have learned that I can do things and that I am bigger than my mistakes or any wrongdoings, and that opportunities can turn out great for you if you seize them and work as hard as you can.
I've learned that I'm more capable than I gave myself credit for a long time. I feel proud of myself. I feel empowered. I feel
Test, 1, 2, 3.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
Welcome. You may be seated. Glad you're here tonight. My name is Jeff Darnell, and I'm the program director at UpRise, and I'll just be kind of your MC and host tonight. Just kind of make everything keeps moving along. Really glad you are here. Let me explain something. To make sure we're on the same page a little bit. This is just us. If you're here, there's probably a really good reason why you're here. So this is kind of us. If you're here tonight, you're part of us. So even though it's a big deal for these leaders, it doesn't mean it's supposed to be too stiff. All right, let's don't be too stiff. When something good happens, laugh. If somebody needs cheering, cheer. If you want to applaud. Let's just relax and have fun and enjoy this night together and celebrate. I think that's going to be really, really great. So we're going to start. I'd like to introduce Martina Phillips. She is the class representative for IOTA, and she'd like to welcome everybody.
Thank you, Jeff. Hello, I'm Martina Phillips, and I'm proud to represent the IOTA class of UpRise. I would like to welcome everyone here tonight on this special occasion, the UpRise Nashville Spring 2022 graduation. On behalf of this entire group of graduating leaders, I would like to thank, I would like to thank our families, our friends, and our allies, and our special guests. We are grateful to be able to celebrate with you all. And I'd like to leave off with the Bible verse for the graduates, Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future. Thank you.
Thank you, Martina. I'd also now like to introduce Jack Foss. He's a staff pastor, a very important part of UpRise, and I'll give the floor to him to welcome us in prayer. Hey, Jack.
Congratulations. It's a big, big deal. And let me say, on behalf of myself, speaking for our UpRise staff, your UpRise staff, and our entire West End community church family, thank you. We're grateful that you've come into our lives and God brought us into your life, and hopefully up the road we'll do life together a lot of times. So that's good. I want to take a moment. One of our dear, beloved leaders, Felicia, died recently. And she had real leadership ability, real charisma. And Jeff and I were talking even earlier that she really knew God's word. By times I'd be teaching, or Jeff would be, and she'd finish it for us, which I thought was really wonderful. And in God's word, 3 scriptures, verses I'd like to take for a moment to remind of what we talked about a lot in our training camp. In Proverbs, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to God, and he will make your path straight. And Joshua says, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. And I'll just remind us what we all have memorized. Martina shared with us. God says, for I know he knows the plans he has for you. He declares he knows that. Plans to prosper you and not harm you. Plans to give you hope and a good future. Please pray with me. God of love and joy and peace, we thank you for this time of UpRise graduation and for these precious leaders graduating tonight. I ask you to bless their lives with goodness and love. Father God, I pray that you'll give these UpRise graduates the grace to make wise choices and to be faithful to their commitments. Help them, Father, to stay true to their dreams, to use their gifts wisely, and to walk into the future with faith and trust in Jesus Christ and love for others. Help them to be Christ-like leaders and Christ-like influencers. Father, I pray you'll make their hearts and their spirits open to every plan, good plan, and purpose that you have for them. And I pray, Father, for your powerful protection over our UpRise graduates as they embark on these new journeys in life. Father, watch over their paths and keep their footsteps secure and keep them from all evil. Have mercy on these wonderful, wonderful UpRise graduates. Have mercy with your word as being the lamp for their footsteps and the light for their way. And Father, I pray that your presence would continually shine on them, that you would be gracious to them and give them peace through a personal relationship with the Prince of Peace, Jesus Christ. God, we pray for you to equip them for every purpose you have for their lives and give them constant endurance and strength to run the race well. And I pray that our UpRise graduates' hearts and minds would be constantly drawn to you, that they would walk daily in the presence of your Holy Spirit, and you would remind them every day how much you love them, and that they would find security and confidence fully in you. And Father, I pray that you will bless all of us bless us with righteous anger at injustice, oppression, and exploitation of people, so that we will all work for the kind of justice, equality, and peace as your holy word instructs us. So, Father, I pray that you will touch each of our hearts in this room tonight with joy and peace, and may our hearts and our lives always reflect Christ's love and Christ's strength. And I pray this in the name, the matchless name of our risen, reigning, ruling King, friend, Savior, and Lord, Jesus Christ. Amen.
And now I'd like to introduce the Executive Director of UpRise Nashville. She's a lot more than that, but she is the Executive Director, Carol Peterson.
Good evening, everybody. You know, graduates, as I've been thinking about tonight, I've been thinking back to your very first day in training camp where we all got together and you guys talked about your why. What brought you to UpRise? And as I thought about that, I remembered that a lot of you had a why, that you wanted to make a better life for your family, a better life for your kids. And so it makes me really happy to look out onto this room and to see a lot of your wives sitting in the audience tonight. What a wonderful example that you are setting for them of what it looks like to be strong and resilient and to accomplish the goals that you set out to do. And on behalf of the whole UpRise team, I could not be more proud of each one of you. You've all persevered, and as you've persevered, you've become like a family that doesn't look like each other, not the same age, you're not the same political party. In fact, some of you didn't even grow up in the same country. And yet you've come together and you've shared meals. You've driven each other to school and to work. You've learned from each other and encouraged each other every step of the way. So as we celebrate you tonight, we also want to celebrate your family, friends, and employers who have walked alongside you on this journey. If you're one of those people and you're here with us tonight, if you're a family member or a friend or an ally or an employer, would you just stand? We want to thank you for being part of these leaders' journeys. Thank you for coming tonight. This night wouldn't happen without you. Leaders, your journey started in training camp, where you came to UpRise and you learned a lot about what it takes to be a good employee and how to get the job you want. And then you went to school so that you could get the skills to do that job. And you came to UpRise for certifications in Microsoft Office, in information technology, and some of you went to schools all over the city, and there you learned things like commercial truck driving and nursing or phlebotomy. Some of you even worked the night shift full-time while you were going to school. So you would get off work at 6 o'clock in the morning, you'd go to Twice Daily and get the biggest cup of coffee you could find, prop your eyelids open and go to class. You were made of seriously strong stuff. Then many of you took certification tests and you started passing those tests. You edited your resumes and you went on job interviews, and your hard work is paying off. Some of you have completed your certifications and are on the job hunt, but others of you are already in your career job. And tonight, I look out at newly minted CDL drivers and nursing assistants and phlebotomists and electrical apprentices. You're working for some of the top companies in the entire Nashville area. Now this is cool, and at family dinner we share something that we call good news on those Thursday evenings when we gather together. This is good news. When you came to UpRise, you averaged just $3.88 per hour because so many of you were unemployed. And I'm excited to share that those of you who are already on your career path are averaging $19.74 an hour. That is a record for UpRise Nashville and also represents a 409% increase over where you were when you started. So kudos to you. So this is a career development program, and jobs are really, really important, but there's one thing I want to say to you graduates as you set out on your new journey. You've overcome a lot, but I don't think that any of you are so naive to think that the challenges are over. You're going to face barriers. You're going to face hardships. Red's nodding at me as I say this, and you know that. I just don't want you to forget where you've been and the community and the family that you formed while you're here at UpRise. If you face any kind of hardship, if you face any kind of dilemma, you have a group of people around you who stand at the ready to help you. Amen. So pick up the phone and call me, call Jeff, call Kathy, call Patricia, or call one of your fellow leaders. We love you and we are here for you. And then when you're ready for the next step in your career and you want to level up, pick up the phone and call Mrs. Gwynn. She will be there for you and she'll help you take that next step. You know, it's so hard to believe, but this year is UpRise's 5th birthday. We started in 2017. We joke that sometimes it feels like UpRise years are dog years, so maybe we should be 35. But we're actually 5 years old, and you graduates are actually slated to put nearly $5 million back in our Nashville economy over the next 5 years. And you're going to do that because you're providing for your families, renting homes and apartments. You don't need government benefits anymore, and that is totally amazing. And not just that, you're making an impact at some of Nashville's biggest companies and paving the way for generations of leaders who will come behind you in classes that start in June of this year and October. So tonight, if your life has been impacted by UpRise, I'd love to give you an opportunity to invest in the next 5 years. Outside of a partnership with the United Way, UpRise is completely privately funded. So whether it's $10 or $1,000, you can scan the code that's behind me, you can scan the one that's on the back of your program, and you can make a difference in the life of a courageous job seeker in the months and the years to come. Leaders, I want to say to you that we are so proud of you. We're proud of where you've been, we're proud of where you are, and we're proud of where you're going. Thank you for showing us, your families, and our community what it looks like to persevere, push yourself beyond your comfort zone, and to overcome. It is my privilege to know each of you, and an even greater privilege to call you my friends. We're excited to see where God takes you next. Thank you. And now it is my privilege to introduce our speaker who is going to be giving the charge to the graduates, and that is Cheryl Mays. Cheryl currently serves as the District Director for Congressman Jim Cooper, who represents Tennessee's District 5. She's worked in community and corporate settings for more than 30 years as an accountant, education program director, and community advocate. She's also the founder and CEO of My Toolbox Consulting, a leadership development and training consulting firm. We are honored that amidst her busy schedule, she also finds time to be part of UpRise Nashville's advisory board. Cheryl is passionate about education in our city and is currently running to represent District 6, that's in Antioch and Southeast Nashville, as a member of the Board of shout out from Al, as a member of the Board of Education for Metro Nashville Public Schools. Cheryl, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much, Carol, and I am honored to be here with you tonight. And I'm going to be honored enough to dig in my pocket and pull out my glasses so I can actually read what I'm going to say. So it is such a privilege for me to receive a call to come back here each year and offer some words to these lovely graduates. My joy and my love of life is sitting right here in this front row. So I thank you for allowing me to be a part of your evening. What I want to talk to you about tonight, your charge, includes your power, your purpose, and planting your seeds. So as you pursue, I want you to plant your seeds as you pursue your dreams, as you move out from where you are into the next phase of your life. I want to offer you 3 scriptures that hold a special place in my heart. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declared the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Matthew 6:33, "But seek first kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." Proverbs 16:3, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." And Philippians 4:13, "I can do all this through him who gives me strength." Now, one of the reasons that those are special scriptures to me, and I'll share a brief story with you. Jack and I had this conversation out in the hall before we came in. Nearly 8 months ago, I had an incident where I nearly lost my life. I had a brain aneurysm that ruptured, and I was hospitalized for 3.5 weeks. I had, as a result of that, and I feel like I'm going to be attacked by the healthcare providers violating some sort of HIPAA rule here, but it's my story, so I can tell it. So I had a small stroke, and again, I was hospitalized for 3.5 weeks. It was the most life-changing event ever that I have ever experienced. And as a result, I'm going to give you the words that I give to myself. I want you to live your life on purpose. I spent a lot of time in my career doing things that made me happy, but I wasn't living my life on purpose. I was living my life, and I was involved in a lot of different activities, but not living my life on purpose. And what I mean by that is every single day that I get up, before my feet hit the ground, I thank God for being here one more day. I truly believe that the reason that I survived was because I had something else to do. And for me tonight, that something else is to be here with you all. So that makes me very happy. And I know that we have graduates here. I asked for this information, so because I'm nosy. So we have graduates here that are from Boonville, Mississippi, Compton, California, Myanmar, South Sudan, and Afghanistan. That's amazing. I love that. And so I understand that you've already started your career, some in commercial truck driving, certified nursing assistants, phlebotomists, certified medical assistants, electricians, information technology, and office administration. Phew, that's a lot. But you have been intentional about wanting to be in the space that you're in right now. And I cannot tell you enough how proud I am. There is nothing more intriguing, there is nothing more beautiful than purposeful education. And you are purposefully educating yourselves and putting yourselves in a position to support yourselves and your families. And one thing that I want you to understand is that you will never be alone. From this point forward, look around this room. Everybody in this room will always have your back, including me. Even if you don't know it, we will always have your back. You have family, you have friends that will always be with you, always be here to lift you up and support you no matter what. So there will be times when it may seem that it's a little difficult to manage through the day, but don't give up. Don't give in to those feelings. Reach out to someone who you can count on and tell them, I'm having a tough time. It's okay not to be okay sometimes. It's totally okay. But that's what we're all here for. We're here to lift you up and get you through whatever you need from us. I've had the pleasure of hanging out with some of you all. I've had the pleasure of talking to some of you all, and I can tell you that every time I come into UpRise, it is an absolute joy to my heart. I walk away with a lift in my spirit, and that's thanks to every single one of you and every single one of the staff members here. So I congratulate you all, leaders, on your accomplishments. And remember, I need you to live on purpose. Thank you so much.
Ready? Yeah. Action.
My name is Alex Iron.
I'm Martina Phillips.
My name is John. I'm from Burma.
My name is Brittany Smith.
My name is Marquita Wilkins.
My name is Christopher. I'm from Los Angeles.
My name is Christy, but most people call me Red.
My name is Ashley Williams.
My name is Rachel King.
My name is Jamarcus Sidnord. I'm from Franklin, Tennessee.
My name is Erin. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
My name is Swan Kim, and I'm from Myanmar, Burma.
Before I came to UpRise, I was a chef in the kitchen, worked in various restaurants.
I was actually working on Lower Broadway.
I worked at a warehouse called Dental Health.
I was staying in a sober living home. I did not have any kind of a clear career path, but I knew that I needed a source of stable income if I wanted to be able to maintain once I graduated from the sober living home.
Pretty much working 2 or 3 jobs, running the streets, in a lot of trouble.
Before UpRise, I was a server at IHOP in Franklin.
I worked as a pizza delivery driver.
Well, I was working in a kitchen at the time.
I was in a sober living home in Franklin, and I was working at IHOP.
I had just had my son. It's been a couple months. Now I'm trying to get, back to work, back to school. What is my next step? Just basically figured out what I was trying to do. So.
I had actually seen a young lady on the news speak about Nashville UpRise highly, and she went to go, to school for truck driving, and I knew if she could do it, I could do it too.
I just wanted to change. I wanted to actually get a career and get away from, as you guys quote, dead-end jobs.
I was looking for a job that I could build a career out of, and not only build a career out of, but I would be able to retire from.
I've always been on a journey to get my CDL, so one day I was getting my hair cut, and my barber was like, hey, you throwing through a CDL license? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, my friend told me about this program called UpRise, and it's free. I was like, no way.
I was looking for a program, I was looking to get back into school, and UpRise just kind of popped up at the right time.
I've heard from friends who had previously joined UpRise, and they say it's a great opportunity to grow and find a career.
It was presented to me and the rest of the people that lived in our house, but I was just drawn to it because I was really interested in being able to live differently.
Probably the community. You know, just a whole bunch of soul in those people. Because, I mean, they all come from different walks of life. They all have their own different stories, and they're all willing to communicate and work together.
Through this experience, I've gained confidence to do things, to reach my potential.
Me interacting with different cultures, learning how to speak in front of audiences, and something I would never think I would do.
My favorite part about UpRise Nashville is meeting new people here, becoming a family, and staying close connected with people that I did meet here.
That you can do anything that you want to do as long as you put your mind to it.
I learned to never give up and follow your dreams.
My favorite part has been the community. I'm just feeling like there's always somebody that I can reach out to, if anything crops up in my life.
My favorite part of training camp was circle time. Yeah, I like getting all deep in their emotions and hearing everyone's responses and even my responses, so I would kind of surprise myself sometimes.
I learned that if I want something, I gotta do it myself because no one is gonna do it for me.
For this whole journey, I've learned that with faith, it starves fear, and I needed that, to have confidence in myself again.
So I am a phlebotomist at St. Thomas West here in Nashville.
I chose electrician. I work at Rosen Electric.
I am a logistics assistant for Amazon at the moment, and I just got accepted to a master's program in clinical pastoral therapy. I'm really excited about starting in August.
Securing the bag. Right now I'm a concrete driver, but Monday I have an interview at Central Transport. Hopefully I get the job and I'll be just a local delivery guy driving a big rig.
My title is Patient Service Specialist, but I check patients in, I check them out, I call them to schedule them.
Chose IT, with Google IT support. Could be in the office, could be mobile.
Right now, I'm working at St. Thomas in the medical field as a patient care tech. And if I can get in a fast track program toward nursing, that may be in the near future.
I'm working for Botel, Tennessee. It's another telecoms company. The consistency is what I'm enjoying the most about the job, for sure.
Throughout my journey here, I found out that I wanted to become an electrician journeyman. So my job, I am currently working for Stansell Electric company.
The area I chose was truck driving to get my CDL, Class A. I did it.
I really can't overstate how many opportunities I've had to learn in the past year, how valuable fellowship and community is.
I've always been jumping from passion to passion and idea to idea, but this UpRise has given me a stronger sense of self-direction than I've ever had in my life.
From where I was before this and where I am now is a really big difference. So it's the best thing that ever happened to me, pretty much.
This is the best choice I've ever made in life, ever. I did this for the both of us.
The experience I had with the UpRise team, they were very welcoming, very loving, very encouraging, and they helped build some self-confidence in myself that I lost a long time ago.
That's all you got.
You just made me cry.
We don't have to have you sing.
It has changed my life, and I feel like I've made friends for a lifetime.
All right. Thank y'all.
Yes.
All right. So you might not realize this, but there's actually two different UpRise classes up here. There's IOTA and there's also Kappa. And the welcome was given by Martina from IOTA. And now we're going to have a leader address by Rachel King, who is a representative of the Kappa class. So it's all yours.
Hello, everybody. So, hello, leaders, staff, families, and friends. My name is Rachel King, and I am a mother of three. Their names are Oliver, Israel, and Evelyn. Being a part of UpRise has been one of the proudest moments of my life, apart from my recovery and being their mother. I started out learning about this program when I was in a sober home called Healing House. Al came in and spoke of a place where I could learn and grow in community. He also stated that upward career mobility was within reach. I was hopeful for this because I had never had a career. I faced challenges with my background from a lifestyle I was trying to break free from. Since joining UpRise, I have been blessed with many accomplishments, like graduating from Healing House, finding an apartment, spending more time with family, and a new career, growing friendships that I hope to have for life. During training camp, Jeff always encouraged us to lean in when we were faced with obstacles, and that is what I try my best to do. I'm happy to have found a family in UpRise and now also with the West End Community Church as a whole. I'm confident that God's grace is what allowed us all to come this far. He holds us by our hands through our life, and I'm so thankful for that. I pray that we can all grow in the understanding of His love for us. UpRise helped me gain the tools I needed to be considered for a role at Vanderbilt as a patient service specialist. Now I'm happy in a career that I know I can move up in. I have hope for my future and for my family. So I want to say a special thank you to my classmates. We did it, all of us. I'm so happy to have gotten to know you all. Brittany, thank you for being someone that made every day fun with our banter back and forth and for much laughter. Christy, or Red as some call you, thank you for your smile and positive attitude that I could always look forward to, as well as your honesty and your vulnerability. Dakota, thank you for engaging and always participating in class and just being real. Marquita, you always asked me how I was with genuine care, and that meant a lot to me. Roll Tide. Swang, thank you for your kind spirit and awesome anime recommendations. I remember your goal was to persuade someone to watch an anime, and I did and really enjoyed it. Mohammed, your sweet spirit and smile always encouraged me, as well as your love for your family. Alex, your drive and determination through this process has been so admirable and inspiring to watch. Last but certainly not least, Jamarcus. Whenever I think about you, the first thing that comes to my mind is your voice shouting, "Secure the bag." There is not another like you, and thank you for all the laughter. I want to give a special shout out to the IOTA class. I know that we do not know each other that well, but I know all of you have shown immense courage to embark on this journey and to be sitting here as proud graduates. I am so proud of everyone, and I know our hard work will pay off if we continue to stay in the saddle.
All right, everybody ready to go? Go home? No, I'm teasing. I have some certificates to give you. This is what I'd like us to do. I'm going to ask the leaders to stand up, and they're actually going to stand up and get in a line over here. And Ashley, you'll be the first one. You can just wait at the X, and I'll call you up in a minute. All right, so stand up. You know, basically kind of be in this same order, just kind of walk around and line up that way. Cool? All right. All right, everybody that's out there, I'm going to be really disappointed if you don't really applaud and be really, really happy about what's going on here, okay? So be really excited. First of all, I would like to and the staff can just migrate over here. That's awesome. All right, look at y'all. You look like you're getting ready to jump me, like you're a gang that's going to attack me. First, I'd like to recognize the incredible staff at UpRise. I'm just so amazingly blessed to be working with all these people, just amazing group of people. Carol, Jack, Gwen, Courtney, Al, Kathy, Patricia, Jasmine, Jenny, just amazing, amazing people. Also like to special thanks to all the allies who volunteered during training camp, some that are actually here tonight. I see some of you. Thank you also to West End Community Church. You might not realize that you're sitting in a sanctuary right now on Sunday mornings. So I just want to let you know that of where you are. And UpRise is really a ministry of West End Community Church. And so we're very, very grateful for the partnership we have with them. Most importantly, tonight, we have the honor of recognizing the amazing accomplishments of the graduating leaders of spring 2022. All of whom have made extraordinary strides in their personal and professional development. So, here's the instructions, y'all. When your name is called, please come up to the stage. There's a cute little X right here. Stand on the mark. Remain standing there, and I'm going to read. All of them wrote a graduation biography, answer some questions, and so we basically put together something that they wrote themselves. So I'm going to use the first person. I'm not going to imitate their voices, although that would be really funny. But I'm not going to do that. But I am reading something that they wrote. And then after you receive your certificate, then walk down the gym floor, and we're going to take some photos over here at the curtain. And then when you're done with the photos, you can just come back to your seat and have a seat. Are we good to go? Any questions? We got you. All right. All right. First of all, we have actually Aaron Williams. Aaron actually cannot be here tonight, but Aaron has been working for Amazon as a logistics assistant, and as you heard on the video, she's looking forward to starting grad school in the fall at Belmont. We're very excited for Aaron. She's magnificent, and I'm very sad that she's not here. Akram is also not here. Akram Akbari. He is from Afghanistan. He cannot be here tonight because he is working. He is now a truck driver. He's in training at Werner Trucking. He's probably somewhere down around Memphis right now. So Akram cannot be here, and he's a magnificent man as well. But Ashley is here. So Ashley Williams. Hello, Ashley. This is what Ashley wrote. She says, I joined UpRise because I wanted to get back in school, start my career. I needed an opportunity, and UpRise gave me that and more. I have learned that it is possible for me to finish what I have started. I can be consistent and reach my goals. I've also learned that there are still good people in the world. Ashley works now as a phlebotomist at St. Thomas Ascension. Ashley Williams. Our leaders probably don't even know her first name. This is Brittany Page, but we all call her Paige. Brittany Page. Oh. Look at you. Make me look bad. Paige is magnificent. This is what Paige wrote. Actually, we actually shortened some of these because we'd be here all night if we read them all. So it's condensed, but Paige wrote all this. Paige says, I joined UpRise because I wanted to challenge myself. I have learned that I can do all things if I try. UpRise taught me that no matter where you come from or your status in life, you can always partner together with the goal to develop a bigger community. In my career, it's not about the money or the status. I want to say I did it. And I'd like to thank God first for leading me to such a great opportunity, and next the UpRise staff for always being here for me in every situation, the allies and volunteers that took time out of their schedule to come in and help any way that they could, my close family and friends for standing beside me through everything. This experience has taught me that I am only as strong as the circle that I have around me. Thank you, Paige. Paige works for Werner Trucking as a CDL driver. Brittany Page. Oh, I love you. Chris Hollingsworth. Get yourself up here, my friend. He just said it's been a long ride from the neighborhood. It's a long way from Compton, isn't it? Yeah, I love you, man. All right, Chris is what Chris wrote. Chris said, I joined UpRise to make a career change. I have learned that I'm able to speak in front of audiences. He did a magnificent job. This is me. He did a presentation on orcas, wasn't it? Yeah, right here is a big deal. He did an amazing job. Chris has learned, he says, I have learned also that we are all much more alike as people than we are different. And I'd recommend UpRise to anyone. I would tell them to go to UpRise, stick with it, hold it down. It's a process that will pay off. Chris has nearly completed his Google IT certificate. He's like this close. And he will be pursuing a job in the IT field. Chris Hollingsworth. Deidre Farrell. Hey, back up. You're like priming him. There you go.
Gotta do it for my baby.
You want to put Sean? Okay, this is what Deidre wrote. I joined UpRise because I wanted something more than just a job. I got tired of missing events and dinners at home with my kids. And since being with UpRise, I have learned my worth and the skills and the talents that I bring to an employer. I've also learned how to better advocate for myself. That's great. You keep that up. I want to thank my kids and also Carol and Jeff and Al. I'd also like to thank my sisters as well as Mrs. Jenny, both her Mrs. Gwynns, and my classmate Dominique. And I'm grateful, she says, I'm grateful for our new friendship. And thanks to Mrs. Deanne and Danita for not letting me give up. Deidre is working now as the supervisor of housekeeping at the Women's and Children's Hospital at Centennial and is training to become the assistant director. Deidre Farrell. Dominique Moore. Dominique scared me a couple hours ago. She said, Jeff, I'm having to work late. I can't make it. And I kind of said, it's kind of unacceptable. And so I'm glad she's here. I'm glad you're here. Dominique Moore, this is what she wrote. I joined UpRise for not only a career, but also to jumpstart my lifestyle change. I learned how to be more comfortable with myself, and as I grow, I learned that it's not hard to make professional connections. It could be as simple as starting a conversation with someone. And I hope to be the best that I can be in my administrative role as I'm simultaneously growing my beauty company. I would like to thank my family, especially my aunt and my sister for their support. Dominique Moore. Dominique now works as an assistant manager at H&R Block, right down the road, by the way. Congratulations, Dominique. Happy for you. Hung P cannot be here tonight because he is driving for Covenant Trucking and he is somewhere in the United States. What? Oh, he drives for Swift? Correction, he drives for Swift Trucking. Is it better pay? Yeah, there you go. And he's out on the road, so we can't be here tonight, but Bahung is an amazing, amazing young man. John Pyong. Oh, John can't be here tonight either. Stink. John is actually working for Rosendin Electric. He cannot be here tonight because of his work schedule. Martina Phillips. This is what Martina wrote. Martina said, I joined UpRise Nashville because I knew it would be the right thing to do to help me become financially self-sufficient. I knew I needed to gain skills to have a career and not just a job. I have learned that I can do all things through Christ Jesus. I've learned that I am a leader. I've learned that if I have the right guidance and support from my community, decision-making is made easy for me. I have confidence in myself and a new outlook in life. In the future, I want to stay focused, continue to learn from others, and give back to my community. And I hope to have stability, be self-sufficient, and have generational wealth to give to the future of my family. I'd also like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, my children, Kaylin and Xavier, my boyfriend, Q, friends and family that prayed for me, and everyone who had kind words of encouragement, and the staff of UpRise Nashville. Thank you. Martina obtained her CDL last week? When was it? Last week? 2 weeks ago? And is currently applying for truck driving jobs that will allow her to drive in town and be home with her family at night. Martina Phillips. Congratulations, Martina. Pasquina Nyapa. This is what Pasquina wrote. Pasquina wrote, I joined UpRise to elevate myself. So UpRise is like a ladder for me. Giving up is not the solution, so I learned to rise instead. I have the potential to have a career. I didn't know that before, and UpRise helped me. I would like to thank God and my family, my husband and kids for their encouragement. And another thank goes to my coach, Miss Kathy, and all the allies for their big support. Pasquina Niapal. Pasquina passed her CNA certification, was it last week? Thursday. Last Thursday. She passed her CNA last Thursday. We're really happy about that. She's currently looking for just the right opportunity. Pasquina Niapal. Proud of you. Glad to know you. Alex Iron. I joined UpRise because I was in between jobs and I was looking for something more fulfilling. Before I joined UpRise, I felt like my life wasn't really going anywhere. And at UpRise, I learned I especially need community to see myself flourish. It has helped me express parts of myself that before only close friends and family saw from me. During my UpRise journey, I was challenged by moving out of my comfort zone in a lot of ways and doing things that I may not have wanted to do. And I feel much more excited about my job and my life. I wanted to thank every single instructor and fellow leader for the great lessons and the fun moments that we shared. I also want to thank my girlfriend and her generous family for introducing me to UpRise and helping me during my studies. Alex, by the way, just finished his Google I certification when?
Last night.
Last night, so yes. So now he's working as a tech specialist. Alex Iron. Brittany Smith. You good? All right. I joined UpRise because I'm wanting to start the certification process to start a career. Before I joined UpRise, I felt like I was working just job to job and paycheck to paycheck. And at UpRise, I learned how to build a resume and how to interview. And also what I learned at UpRise allowed me to start my certification in order to start a career. During my journey, it was challenging for me to do public speaking, but feeling very comfortable around the staff and the other leaders, I was able to give presentations in front of the class. And I now have the skills I need to get the kind of jobs that I want. Brittany has earned her certificate in Microsoft Word and Excel, and her job search in office administration is underway and right around the corner. Here is Brittany Smith. Congratulations, Brittany. Congratulations. Dakota Dillingham. I joined UpRise because I wanted an opportunity to grow and actually put myself in the position to find a career that I enjoy. Before I joined UpRise, I felt overwhelmed and confused on what the next chapter of my life looked like. Had a lot of questions and nowhere to really go in order to find the answers. And at UpRise, I learned that I have every reason in the world to believe in myself and what I'm capable of. That it's okay to ask questions and ask for help, because that's part of being human and succeeding in life. And what I've learned at UpRise allowed me to rediscover my own self-confidence and understand that I can be my whole self and bring my whole self with me wherever I go, and that it's okay. During my UpRise journey, I was challenged by circumstances that actually were a direct cause of my poor choices. And I want to thank God, my family, the entire UpRise staff for their time and the energy and support that they poured out on me to help make my new opportunities possible. Dakota is now licensed as a certified nursing assistant, and he'll be starting his new job at Skyline Medical Center next week? Hopefully, yeah. Next week, okay. Dakota Dillingham. Jamarcus Sidnor. Jamarcus, get up here. What are you laughing at? I joined UpRise because there is a better life out there for me. I also wanted a better opportunity at life, and before I joined UpRise, I felt as if I was going to be in the kitchen cooking forever. At UpRise, I learned a lot of things. Writing a resume was the best thing I learned, and I actually liked it. But I learned so much about it, it was all so worth it. I would like to take a break right now and mention this as an aside. Up to this point, I can count 23 exclamation points in what he's written. That's the emphasis. Yeah, look on, there's a whole bunch of them. You wrote it, look on. Yeah. He's very excited. Yeah. Okay, continuing. What I learned at UpRise allowed me to understand that I can do whatever I want to do and pursue any career that I put my mind to. I now feel very confident and career-driven. I want to thank Jeff, Kathy, Jasmine, Courtney, Gwen, Al, and my coach, Miss Patricia. She needs a double thanks, maybe a triple.
I'm on the way.
And all the UpRise leaders and allies for everything. And I know y'all know what I'm going to say next. And he ended with, thank you, secure the bag. Jamarcus has earned his commercial driver's license, and he's been driving for SRM Concrete, but who are you driving for now?
Oh, man, just driving around the world.
Okay, okay. Jamarcus Sidnor, love you, man. Congratulations. Congratulations. Christy Barnett. Woo! I joined UpRise because I was looking for something more to my life, and I was ready to redirect my path in a more meaningful field that would allow me to not only have a career to grow and expand in that field, but also allow me to serve my community. Before I joined UpRise, I felt inadequate in my self-confidence and my ability to become anything more than an average worker at an average job working from paycheck to paycheck. And at UpRise, I learned that I am so much more than what I've settled for in life. I've built up the confidence and the drive to become what my heart is calling me to do in life, and then to go after it. One of the challenging things, I took the bus, so I was also really challenged to walk up that big hill to get to training camp every day. That's actually a big deal.
Yes, it's a very big deal.
Very big hill. Yeah.
And a big
And
deal,
a big
too.
deal. I now feel confidence and stability in the fact that I'm heading in the right direction. Christy is now working as a patient care tech at St. Thomas Hospital. Christy Barnett. Marquita Wilkins. I joined UpRise because it was a great opportunity for me to move forward in my medical career. Before I joined UpRise, I felt that I was just marking time and not achieving my goals. And at UpRise, I learned to always push yourself to go harder toward what you really want. And I'm now following my dreams. I now feel thankful about my job and my life. I want to thank the whole UpRise staff for everything they have done for me. Marquita is now a certified phlebotomist and is interviewing at St. Thomas Ascension next week. They'd be stupid not to take her. Marquita Wilkins. Congratulations. Muhammad Madani. I joined UpRise because I desired to change my life and the life of my family. I wanted to support them financially and achieve more stability. Before I joined UpRise, I felt distracted and tired. And at UpRise, I learned to not despair and to focus on achieving goals, no matter how difficult they are. And what I learned at UpRise allowed me to plan well for my future. During my journey, I was challenged to become more organized, and I now have the skills to work as a professional truck driver. And I now feel good about my job and my life and my future. Muhammad has earned his CDL, his commercial driver's license, and is now driving for Universal Logistics. Muhammad Madani. Appreciate you. Pollyann Kramars cannot be here tonight, and I'm sad about that. Pollyann, she's amazing. She's working in construction now at R&R Maintenance. We miss you, Pollyann. We do love her. Rachel King. I joined UpRise because I wanted to change my life. I wanted to become career-focused and needed help learning how to do that. Before I joined UpRise, I felt like I would work in food service forever, and I didn't see how I would get a career. But at UpRise, I learned that networking is important. I also learned about myself and a lot more about my humanity than I knew before. What I learned at UpRise allowed me to face my fears, no matter how uncomfortable they are. During my UpRise journey, I was challenged by public speaking and realizing that I didn't have all the answers. And I now have the skills to work as an administrative professional. Thanks, Coach Patricia. At UpRise, I became a better person than when I came in. And I now feel hopeful about my job and my life. I want to thank everyone at UpRise, with special thanks to Jeff and Carol. You're welcome. Rachel has earned her Microsoft Office Specialist Certificate and is working at Vanderbilt Medical Center as a patient service specialist. Rachel King. Congratulations. Swang Kim. Come on, Swang. Thank you for having the endurance to be last in line and staying there longer than everybody else. No problem. No problem? All right. Swang, this is what he wrote. I joined UpRise because I wanted a career and to have a sense of belonging in the world. Before I joined UpRise, I felt lost and confused. I did not know where to go. And what I learned at UpRise allowed me to present myself with confidence and find integrity, knowledge, and strength. During my UpRise journey, I was challenged by many things, but the main one was commitment. I had thoughts of dropping out, leaving it, but today, here I am standing proudly because I stayed. I now feel great about my job and my choices, and now I also have a balance in my life. Now it makes sense. I want to thank Patricia Hammock. She was my career coach. She helped me get through tough decisions, provided me with motivation, and looked after me just like a mother would. And I am and I will be forever thankful to her. I also want to thank all the staff at UpRise Nashville, greeting me with a smile through gloomy days and their loving welcome every day. And last but not least, I want to thank my fellow leaders for staying with me, no matter how hard it might have been. It was an amazing experience. Swang is now working as an electrician's helper at Stansell Electric and doing great. Swang Kim. Congratulations. Thank you for being, yes, Dakota? Yeah. Dakota's going to say something. I can stand next.
Could everybody just give a round of applause to Jeff Darnell? Yeah. There we go. Yeah. And just like a side note, but he looks really nice in his suit, doesn't he? Yeah. All right. Here you go.
Thank y'all. Quite honestly, one of the reasons why I like my job is because I'm routinely lonely and I want friends. And so I get to work around friends all the time and make new ones all the time. So y'all are my friends. Glad to know each one of you. Very grateful for all of y'all. I would like to thank everybody for being here. I'd also like to recognize another group. There are several people, several leaders from the next class, Lambda, who are here. If you're in Lambda class, just go ahead and raise your hand. Just say, hey, I'm here. You see him back here? Several here. Patrick over there. Yeah. Thank you all for being here and helping, and thank you very much. Community is important. Community is important. People are important. Relationships are important. Look for that. Lean into that. Build relationships around you. Relationships are the most important thing. All right. I am now going to introduce Al Brady, and he is going to help turn the tassels. So if everybody remains seated, the leaders, though, would you stand?
Hey, let's make sure I read this right? We don't mess this one up. It's so big. Congratulations, y'all. I remember every single interview, and everybody's dream was to do what you've done today, and that is amazing. And so, congratulations. This is a big moment. So now, graduates, please stand and turn to face your family and friends. Face all the people who've loved you. Graduates, please move your tassels to the left side of your cap. To all of our family and friends, I am so proud and honored to present to you the Spring 22 graduating class of UpRise Nashville. Pasquina, if you'll start leading us out. everybody. Thank you all for being here. If you will celebrate with your leaders in the hallway with us, let's have a good time and just make this a fantastic moment. They've done so much work, and so make sure to let them know how much we support them. Thank you all for supporting them. Thank you all for supporting UpRise. We absolutely love you all. Thank you all for being here, and have a fantastic evening. We will see y'all again.